Hi guys, how are you? Vladimir here, and this is the live market review, 17th of August 2017. Well, after the FOMC yesterday, we can see the market zigzagging ugliest way possible, providing many confusing movements, many fake breakouts, and it's time to say that these conditions are not the best to trade, and it's part of the game. We have to accept it, and we have to remember not to force trading. If it doesn't happen, don't do that. So neither invest for long run, just to let it go, or stick to intraday systems, scalp intraday systems that provide you risk-reward trading. So on a trade that you fail, you can earn twice bigger or thrice bigger, risk-reward based. And that's the only way that you can, on such conditions, you can survive these zigzags and the failures that some movements make. It's very important to remember that, because we as traders tend to forget that and get sensitive on such conditions and say, wow, what the market is doing, we cannot earn money, blah blah blah, right? Whatever it is, which is correct. That's a very normal human feeling. Everyone goes through that, and as I always say, feelings are good. Don't fight them, accept them. Because if you fight your feeling, it means you try to ignore what you really feel, which is not smart. And you have to learn to deal with that rather than fight it. Okay, ignore that. It's not a solution. You have to learn to deal with that. And one of the ways to deal with that is to accept that on such periods you don't perform well and don't trade, or, as I said, go with the statistical performance. Okay, which is pure statistic based for intraday trading, not for long run. Or if you want just to avoid this roller coaster on prices, investment whenever it's possible. So let's go over the charts and see our directions. Basically, let's start with the euro dollar, the one we started yesterday. And our plan was, as long as the highs keep creating lower highs and the lows keep creating lower lows, we remain short with the targets of 116 and then 115, 114, 113 accordingly. And we keep the bearish view as long as the trend line holds and as long as this resistance right here holds. Pound dollar, same story. Even though yesterday it created some great opportunity for long again, especially with the breakout here of this beautiful trend line, take a look what happens. Instead of regaining the momentum, what it does is this. So again, that's not tradable, and it's all about the risk reward or invest. For invest, I believe it's early, because there is a chance that this pair is going to 127, 126 zone before it's bouncing, and that's why I would not deal with that. The only one that I still like, kind of, is the euro dollar, which I think is pretty nice for shorts. It has the best room. And of course the euro pound, which is yet required to break below this low here before we are for sell. So break below that and then we can sell the rallies. And as I explained yesterday, if we break above the last highs, we might see this pair climbing through 092, 093, maybe even 094 before it really tops and starts something massive. So with this one, everything is doable. You can see the importance of not forcing. Just imagine you do force an entry. What exactly you will get from here? Take a look on the chart. You force an entry, boom, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. You know what happens to human brain in such conditions? Boom, explode. It's like watching this ants on the TV, you know, when the TV not working, the cable is down, and you're watching on these running gray ants, and That's basically what it is. It's doing nothing. It's like, as I always use my metaphor, it's like pushing your gas pedal when you are in the traffic. Where it will take you to, right? It will end up with accident. So here is a proof again. You can try and force, you can try and push, you can try and click F9 and OK to make your trade. And at the end of the day, you will end up with a headache. Go take your Advil or any other pill and say, oh my God, this trading and so on, right? So it's very, very important to recognize these conditions, and currently that's the conditions. Now, why that happens at all, right? It's a very important question. Now, we have Mr. Trump and the sensitivity. Every day he comes with new tweet and new threat and new adventure coming to his mind, changing his ideas, throwing his threats worldwide. The lack of the stability from the government is a very important factor, because the financial conditions are getting better in many places in the world, at least by the dry numbers. What happens behind the scenes is, of course, always a different story. But as per numbers, economists do show good numbers, good conditions, and the lack of stability politically is basically what makes the market confused, not being able to understand, okay, so what's next? So that's the euro pound. We have to wait for our setup. It's very, very important to know that. Now, New Zealandian dollar, we've been talking about the 0.72 area, which we got right here. Okay, we didn't get through this low, which is still fine, but we do want to see the pair going and making some up for us. So we got this convergence principle here. Now on the 1 hour chart, we got a special cycle. Let me show you where. 1, 2, 3. It will be actually even better seen on the intraday. So now such conditions would provide us the intraday buy opportunity most likely, and I would say as long as this low holds, buys are acceptable here for the intraday. For long run, the picture is not yet clear. Aussie Kiwi is another, Aussie dollar here is another pair that we have been talking about yesterday, and now it rallied to the middle. Well, if we get here a range, we can then look to sell this range, or alternatively, if we get two waves here, we can then go and look for sells as well. Okay, basically, as long as this stop holds, I would think we might get one more low. Let's talk about the gold, which also we said as long as this stop holds, we might be looking for sells. The problem is with these sells, and again, here comes the importance of what I always say, two waves retracement. Take a look. You get one wave like that, straight. What can you do with that? Is there any sell setup coming of such situation? Is there any trend line? Is there any reversal? No. And that's, once again, the importance of patience. You can set up your preferences, your expectations, and if the market is not ready, it will not happen. And that's what basically happened with the gold. It looked like a short, but only one pulled back up and no opportunities to join. So what do we do in such case? Do we trade? Well, I don't. Not yet. Unless you invest again. And if you invest, I would go only with buys, because for long run, I expect the gold to explode much, much higher. And from my point of view, this range is going to be broken. Only question is if it will happen straight, like this, for duplication, or will that false break once again, pull back, and then fly. I would still go with the preferences of buy dips. Every bigger two waves down, not the intraday, every bigger two waves down, looking for buys for the long term. It's much better than to deal with the craziness we call these zigzags during the summertime, which is one of the another, of course, reasons for such market conditions. It's not just a political game, it's also the fact that majority of the big guys, big companies are now trading extremely low volumes or not trading at all, waiting for some clearer signals. There is no big money inside. So I just wanted to remember, guys, it's very, very important. If the market is not moving, if the price is not changing, it doesn't matter what strategy you use, you will not be able to make money. Right? If you buy an apple, and for $1 and you want to sell it for 110, but no one is there to buy it for 110, you will not make money. Same here. If you buy something at, let's say, euro dollar at 117 and it's still around 117, you'll not be able to make money. And it doesn't matter what strategy you use. If the market is not moving, we don't trade. As simple as that. As simple as that. Or just go with the pure statistics, which is of course good for the long run, but again could have its own ups and downs. Okay, let's go back to the charts then. That's for the gold. Where is my next one? New Zealand. Oh, S&P. Okay, now S&P is better one because it had for us this breakout, false break, followed by bearish divergence, and now lower lows. So retraces in two ways, and breakout could provide a sell opportunity. Break below the previous daily low is the one that we really want to see here in order to understand that the bears might be serious. Besides that, it's again affected by the intraday volatility, unfortunately. Oil start to be interesting again. Bullish hidden divergence developing here. 4-hour chart bullish continuing divergence, and 1-hour chart now providing us some nice opportunities here. So two ways to trade that. Way number one, false break to complete, higher highs, retrace and buys. Way number two is another false break here, higher highs, pull back and buys. Then the final way is the breakout of the trend line, but it has to be in triple wave. So it has to be 1, 2, 3, and then pull back in two waves, which will allow us to go and enjoy the breakout to the upside after. Okay, so that's the one we will want to follow for a trade. And no, that's all. That's all I have on my list, actually. Dollar CAD is one to follow, but I don't really have a read. Oh, dollar franc. We've been talking yesterday about the buys. Now I was looking for the intraday buy here on that levels for pullback. But again, look what happens. It's one wave. I was looking here to end for a second, and it happens with one wave. And when it happens on such conditions, that's basically the way of Mr. Market to say, not ready. Leave me alone. Which is normal, right? So in that case, what do? Basically, nothing. If that's what happens, cut your positions. Don't fight. Don't fight. Why? You want to try to the Western market, you are smarter? It's impossible, trust me. I was trying to do that a long time ago. So that's again, you can see you build up a plan, you build up your direction, but it's not following what you were after, right? Would you force it? No. And if you would pay for that. So that's very, very simple. Just understand, if it doesn't develop the way you want, leave it alone. Get out. There is always tomorrow when it comes to Mr. Market. And I know how excited we are all about trading and how important it is for us to trade, how badly we want these opportunities, and how how we are really waiting for the moves. But remember, sometimes it's just not meant to be, and it's very important to know that. And I'm here to remind you that, guys, because on when you're checking forums or when you're checking everywhere, right, on some pages, it looks like, wow, its market is always moving and everyone is making money. But the reality is a bit different, and someone needs to say these things, and here I am to tell you the truth, guys. And sometimes it's just time to say, you know what, not ready, let's move on. And there are plenty of great opportunities. There are stocks, there are cryptocurrencies right now. And don't ask me in the comments what do I think about cryptocurrencies, because it's a really different subject. I can only say one thing: I love it, and I believe it might be the next future. The fact is that governments are checking the ways to start using that and regulate it, which means they're serious about it. They understand the future potential here. And from my point of view, for long run, it's going to be part of the game. And to be honest, I also start to trade it. I also start to invest in that. And I also start to develop great things for that. So why? Because this market has huge volumes, while other markets are sleepy on some periods. Why not to be there? And remember what I always say: it doesn't matter for a trader where the opportunity comes from. Just very important to find the opportunity. Exactly like for real estater, it doesn't matter if the great opportunity is in Toronto or Montreal or New York or whatever, right? Real estate investor will always find his opportunity. So does the trader. We are looking for the opportunities. Doesn't matter which of the instrument is moving and providing the opportunities. The answer is no. So that will be all for today, guys. I gave you a few things to think about, which I hope you do. And stay tuned for my emails, guys, and for the videos to come about Trading Academy Club. As I have been talking about for a while now, we are going to do something amazing, and it's going to be indoors in the club. And the days that you were trading alone are going to end. There is no need of trade alone and suffer from decisions. Is it good or bad or smart to take a trade now and force yourself taking a trade because it feels like everyone else does the money and you don't? So you force yourself trading. These days are over, and I'm going to bring everything indoors at the club. So stay tuned to my emails. Actually, I sent one yesterday, so I hope you saw already. And I invite you to take part of that and to enjoy from it. And we will be there for you. Watch out for emails for details. Go to Trading Academy Club, Traders Academy Club, and you can read for all the information. And if you have any questions, of course, contact my team, and we will answer everything for you guys. So it's time to make it for real. For real. Give you the instructions, give you the directions, the setups, the strategies, and the ones we use: SRS, Triple B, Libra Code, Gemini, a Scorpio, which will be soon also released to the market. All these strategies that are available to trade the intraday, we're gonna see how actually use that, and the most important thing, how not to use that. Because as I said, sometimes we just badly want to make some money, especially if yesterday we lost. Today we won't cover that loss, and if you don't do that right, you will just make the situation worse. And I'm going to change that. As simple as that. I'm going to change that and show you how it's done and how it not should be done. Very important. So thank you for your time, guys, and I'll see you again very soon. So enjoy your day and the weekend to come soon. It's coming with huge steps. So have a good one, and thank you for your time watching my video. Bye for now.